Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in on our YouTube channel. I want to introduce you to my Turtle Mode series. Focusing a year of my life on being in turtle mode, and I guess maybe that means I'm slowing down and just focusing on something that means a lot to me right now. I think it fits my style of painting, the detail that has to happen. There's a lot of neat nuances that are coming from doing the paintings, and I feel like by doing the same thing but different over and over again, I'm just learning a lot about the colors and what I can do next with the same source, you know, the same turtles, and not changing and doing something different every day.
And what caused you to paint turtles?
I was probably just flipping through the magazine or through the internet, and I come across the turtles and started reading articles. You know, you hear about them being endangered and everything, that they're protected, and then you hear that people are driving their four-wheelers on the beach and maybe disrupting the habitat and of course the straws. And I just thought, you know, I'm gonna give myself a shot at trying a turtle. And I did it. I enjoyed it so much. It's kind of hard to explain when you fall in love with something and you know it's made for you, and then you really want to just keep pushing the limits and make it better and better. That's where I'm at. I love the scales and the texture, like through the neck, and the scales that are on the back of his home, his turtle home. So, you know, the different paintings have different qualities. They may be kind of the same turtle, because I want to do a few of this turtle, but it's going to have, you know, this has different starfish and different fish in the background. This has got texture up in the top here, and this really heavy texture where the shell is. Each one I learn a little bit more, and I try it a little bit more, and you're going to keep seeing them evolve. So in the beginning, there's probably 4 of them, kind of this turtle, as you've seen in some of the other videos. But this is like a 3x3 or 2x2. And then we got a big 4x4. And so they come in different sizes. There's some vertical ones, there's some horizontal ones. And then we're gonna get into ones that have different colors. And then there's themes to them. So I'll show you the theme here in a little bit. You know, they're slow moving. I always do everything so fast. Sometimes I even talk fast, but you know, it's just cool that they're out there, they're doing their thing. And I remember the movie Finding Nemo. You know, I had the turtles and he was surfing. That was cute. I really enjoy the detail that's in the turtles, and I didn't realize it much till you actually have to start painting them, and then you're really trying to drag out every little bit of detail you can. But now the stories are starting to happen with the turtles. So, you know, this one's just, he's headed towards the light. What a great thing, you know, that's just, like, he sees something and he's heading that way. You got the sandy bottom, you got the blue-green ocean in the background, waves. The waves are all done with a palette knife and have a lot of texture to them. You know, you get the sun rays here off the scales. I mean, I just love that part of it, trying to add dimension and show that it's round and that he's in a certain element. You know, the watercolor makes you feel like you're somewhere different than maybe the next painting.
When did you want to become an artist? When did you know you wanted to be an artist?
Well, I was in grade school, and the teacher had us in art class draw. We all made books. You know, others might remember this too, but they said, all right, the first page, you know, draw your mom and dad. Your second page, draw your grandma and grandpa. Then draw your brother, your sisters, your pets. And so you make a book of all this. And at the end, the last page was, what do you want to do when you grow up? And so I had a quick drawing of me at an easel with a paintbrush and a painting there. And I said, I would like to be an artist when I grow up, I would like to be an artist because I like to draw. D-R-O-L-L. I always say I could draw before I could spell. Oh, that's a special one there. I love the colors of that. You know, the idea of putting it in the room, put it in so that the light, when you walk in, the light is coming from there and it looks natural with the painting. You come in the room and you see the light from outdoors coming in, it just feels like it's an extension of the painting.
So Dean, what inspired you to start the Turtle Mode series?
you know, the detail in the turtles is what's intriguing to try to paint and paint correctly. And now once I've just decided to focus on one thing, turtles, it's amazing how good you can get and the new ideas that start coming from it. So the first few paintings were just turtles. And they had different colored water and the light coming through, and you could kind of get a feel that they're in a different environment. But as you can see with this one here, we've got the baby. And so to me this means something because they're coming from the depths of the ocean and they're being careful, and he's hanging close to mom, and you know, just a real serene, calm turtle flowing through the water with the baby coming up. And of course they're coming up into the shallows where you can start to see the sunlight coming down, and there's a school of fish and there's starting to be more activity, so they're going to hang around that area for a while. And of course you can tell that the sunlight is coming down from the top, and it just gives a really good sense of an environment that they're in right now. I really committed my life to art. Started at a very young age with the airbrush. I traveled to California and only had a job producing my art. That was in 1988. And then moved back, and you know, we started painting large things, which were the power boats and the motor coaches back in the early and mid 90s. So that goes back a very long time. You know, you may look at those going down the road and think that's just a paint job, but to me it's a piece of artwork. Even to the point that cigarette power boats said in their advertising in the early 2000s, come see our gallery, you know, because we were painting their boats, and it was more than just a paint job. It was a museum. Remember, you know, I'm talking about turtle mode right now, and it doesn't mean I can wake up every day and do a turtle. You got to break it up with something different, and you'll see a few other pieces of artwork coming through. Some may be abstract, so I may wake up in the morning and just want to start with an abstract painting and see how I can get the paints to flow together, different color combinations, and then I'll move to another turtle. So in this case, I broke it up with our cow painting. And this was a photograph that I took as I traveled around the world. This was in Costa Rica, and there was a series of cows that just looked a little different than the cows in the United States. So he had just kind of this good stare to him. He was looking at me and I was looking at him, and I snapped the picture, and I remember when I went back through, I kept it, and that was back in '05, and I thought someday I'm gonna do a painting of him. Well, I got that inspiration in springtime and decided to start the cow painting. He's fantastic. He's got the wet, juicy nose. Just gives you a sense of what the day is. It's not a bright, sunny day, but it's kind of a overcast day. It's got the border going around it and the rough edges.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you focused right there on his nose and his eyes, you know. Turtles are amazing because some of them are so large, you know, 500 pounds, and here they are, they're floating out in the ocean, and you know, you can see a turtle at home and you got a turtle in the ocean, but it's just crazy that they get to be so large. And then the babies, they have so many babies, and what are the odds of a baby making it to be an adult? You know, the odds are against them. But the turtles are my focus right now, being in turtle mode, and the series being launched and people starting to see it. But this is a great painting that I started a couple years ago. It was from my adventures out, well, Nancy and I adventures out to Alaska. And so we were on a boat, and I got a picture of the lighthouse, and I turned, and this tugboat looking thing had just gone by us. I got a picture of that. Well, I melded the two together into this painting. So we do a lot of traveling, and this was traveling to New York City. And I had my great camera, my Canon with special lenses, and I'm running across the street from over here. And when I get to the middle of the street, I snap the picture as I'm moving, and everything was blurry in the picture. I mean, it looked like this, and it's neat to try to recapture the way that photograph came out, because it's an awesome photograph. And out of thousands of pictures I would take, if I did 1,000 pictures, I'd have maybe 2 photos that I liked. That's how many pictures you gotta take to get the good ones. Then I try to save the good pictures as we travel around the country and put them in a folder where I can go back, and if I feel like painting something different, breaking it up, learning a little more, then I can paint something different for the day and for the week, for the month. You can get on Loucks.com and go into the turtle section. Now I'm doing my best to get these up and viewable as I can get them off. So this is all brand new stuff, even though I've been doing it for a few months, but we need to get good pictures of them and have them up on the website. You've got video of a lot of the turtles that I have available right now, and that constantly changes. DeanLoucks.com, and then look for the turtles and call the phone number at 574-522-8838, and they'll get you in touch with me and we can talk about something that you may want to purchase.
So what painting did you just sign here?
Well, that's the one I did out in Breckenridge over the summer. I kind of broke up the turtles. I thought it was almost sacrilegious to just be painting turtles when I was in beautiful Colorado with all the aspen trees.
Wow.
These are never done until they're signed.
Yeah.
That's how it's done. Never done till you get the signature.